So recently I've been playing Crash Bandicoot from the Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy, and I was playing Ripperoo and I died an embarrassing number of times. I didn't exactly realize until much later than I should have that he jumps on a predetermined set of platforms. But as I was in the process of dying to Ripperoo, I noticed the game give me a little nudge, just a little push that says, hey, I don't think you're very good at this game. Here's a free Aku Aku mask so that maybe you suck just a little bit less. I don't like your passive-aggressive tone, Crash Bandicoot. I'm aware I'm bad at the game. I don't need you also telling me that I'm bad at the game, or moreover, confirming that I'm bad at the game. Keep your Aku Aku mask. Don't you dare move that checkpoint closer to me. Let me lose and be bad on my own terms. But sometimes games just push us a little too far. They do something to us that just frustrates us. Maybe it shouldn't, maybe it should. But today, that's what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about times that games just did something that just peeved us off just a little bit. And if you have any ways that games just kind of rub you the wrong way that I didn't mention, let me know down in the comments below. I had a list of several, so a lot of them didn't make the list. So I'm interested to see if any of your other ones are ones that I didn't mention today. And if a game has never rubbed you the wrong way, then one, congrats, you have some massive patience. But also then just comment your favorite emoji down below because your comments are a massive help to the channel. They help with engagement, which helps people find the video. And if you like list videos like this, or you just like me for some reason, then hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell so you get notifications for new videos like this. And hopefully that self-promotion didn't rub you the wrong way. But now let's get on to the main video where we talk about things that video games did that just kind of annoyed us a little bit. All right, for entry number one, let's continue on from the intro. Yeah, whenever games just kind of subtly tell you with this dynamic difficulty that you're bad and they try to make the game easier for you. Listen, here's the thing. I acknowledge I'm not that great at video games. Or at best, I'm like mediocre. That's why I'm a normal to easy mode guy most of the time. But here's the thing. I know that. I don't need you telling me that, Crash Bandicoot. If I'm going to fight Ripperoo and I'm going to die a bunch of times, then let me die a bunch of times. It's the only way I'm going to learn. It's the only way I'm going to get better. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to keep me involved with the game. What you don't want is for me to get so frustrated with the game that I end up quitting and I leave the game alone forever. Now that I think about it, maybe I wish that Elden Ring had dynamic difficulty. But Elden Ring Crash Bandicoot is not. And when it comes to Crash, I wish it would just leave me alone, let me lose at my own peril, or just add a difficulty slider so I can determine how difficult the game is. I also recognize that that doesn't make a lot of sense for Crash Bandicoot, but I'm the one making the list here, and I'm a little annoyed whenever Crash Bandicoot acknowledges that I'm bad at its game. Crash is the most recent one to do this to me, but it's not the only one. Did you know that Pokemon Yellow, the original for Game Boy, actually did this to you as well? Yes, at the very beginning, whenever you fight Blue, if you lose that battle, whenever Blue's Eevee evolves, it will evolve into a Vaporeon, which your Pikachu has a type advantage against. Yes, that is the game acknowledging that from the very beginning, they are profiling you from the first battle, that you are so bad, they are going to put you on easy mode. Naturally, if you win that battle and then you lose at Route 22, or you skip that battle entirely, then Eevee will evolve into a Flareon. And if you win both battles, the game says you're ready for hard difficulty, here's a Jolteon to fight. Very clever game, very clever. I didn't see you doing that, Pokemon, but I'm on to your tricks. Also, this wasn't much of a dynamic difficulty slider because I can just get a Geodude for your Jolteon. I can get an Ivysaur for your Vaporeon, and I can get a Squirtle for your Flareon, so I'm good. I don't think I needed that difficulty slider, but I guess thanks. Actually, you know what? No thanks. You profiled me from the very beginning, and profiling is wrong. All right, for entry number two, let's have a moment here. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am by nature an anxious person. I get a message from a girl on Hinge or Bumble, boom, instant anxiety. My manager sends me a message on Slack that says, hey, can I call you real quick? Boom, I'm getting fired. One of my friends sends me a text that has a period at the end of it. God, they hate me. So let me tell you what I don't need in my life, and that is an extra level of anxiety coming from the video games that I play. And what's more anxiety-inducing to a video gamer than a timed or underwater mission? Because really, underwater missions are just timed missions where the time is in the form of your air capacity. There is nothing that made me nope out of playing Fallout, the original Fallout, more than the Doomsday Timer. Because what's more fun than knowing an entire vault of people are going to die of dehydration because I wasn't quick enough to fix the water filter. Thank you, I didn't want to play this game on my own terms at my own leisurely pace. I needed that level of pressure. I didn't need that Fallout. The original Fallout actually scarred me so much that whenever I played Baldur's Gate 3, which, small spoilers for Baldur's Gate 3, I was terrified that the Ceramorphosis, the Mind Flayer tadpole in your brain, was actually secretly its own doomsday timer. I was very happy to learn that it is in fact not a doomsday timer, and there are other factors at play that prevent you from turning into a Mind Flayer. But I was terrified to the point that I started asking my friends who had already played a little bit of Baldur's Gate 3 that no, I confirmed it in fact is not a doomsday timer. But before I did that, I was not taking any short rests, I was not taking any long rests because I was afraid that if time passed, I would no longer get to play and I would just fail the game. And don't even get me started on underwater missions. I have still not yet recovered from playing Meltdown on James Bond: The World Is Not Enough as a kid, where you have to dive underneath inside of a sinking submarine. Sinking, aren't they already underwater? Does a submarine sink? Whatever, you know what I mean. There's lots of water. James Bond has to swim underneath and his lung capacity isn't great. So even as a kid, I'm going to begin attributing to my life of anxiety. That may be the moment where it started, whenever I was playing The World Is Not Enough and I had to do underwater missions. Can we just come together as a community and ban underwater missions, or at least have a trigger warning that this game may induce anxiety attacks? Now, entry number 3 is going to be this Goldilocks zone that I like to live in with video games when it comes to tutorials. There are two things that annoy me more than anything else, one of which being when you get so many tutorial pop-ups in a game that you go in and you are almost forced to turn off tutorials because you're like, I cannot be bothered to read 30 paragraphs of text within the first 30 minutes of the game. On the other side are games from, the late 90s and early 2000s where tutorials, what's a tutorial? You figure that stuff out on your own, big guy. I'm sorry, Pokemon did not tell me, HMs, these can't be forgotten, these are permanent things you get. Or any sort of hint on what you do next, quest markers, anything like that is like, no, you are straight up on your own. But the big one is the pop-up fatigue you get from tutorials where it's basically like reading a book. I'm out here to play video games. If I wanted to read a book, then I would read a book. And then you run the risk because you turn the tutorial pop-ups off that you actually don't know what's going on, or you miss maybe not even a key piece of gameplay, but something subtle, something small that a tutorial 100% tells you about, but you didn't know because you didn't read the tutorial. You then go to tell your friends to be like, hey guys, I just discovered this really cool thing in the game. And they're like, yeah, you didn't know about that? You didn't read the tutorial? It's like, no, I didn't have time in my 1 hour of gameplay to read for 30 minutes. It's a wonder I survived the age where if you wanted to know how to play a game, you actually had to read the physical book manual. The thing that I love are things like Horizon Zero Dawn or Helldivers 2, which your tutorial is in the form of a video. You watch like a 10-second clip of how an item works or how a new ability works, and boom, you've got it. You've got the detail you needed. After all, I'm more of a movie guy, not so much a book guy. Now for our next entry, the thing that really kind of annoys me about video games is whenever they started introducing the essential NPC. And the essential NPCs come in a couple of forms. Those that are key to story quests that if you kill them, breaks your entire game and you wouldn't be able to progress without them. Or companions that maybe the game just wanted you to have, and so you can't kill them, they just don't die. Thinking about Skyrim, Fallout 4, Starfield, etc., where they just take a knee. They take a knee, they forgive you for all of your transgressions, and they're ready to help you again, gosh golly. They'll forget all about the fact that you shot them with a mini nuke. Now here's the thing, I respect that. Video game developers want us to actually play their game. And they did this for two reasons. One, they want us to play their game, they want us to complete their game. But two, because they know that gamers are so stupid, we will in fact push the boundaries of the game. We will find out, can I kill this guy? Can I kill this guy that gives me a main story quest? They know we'll do it. They know we'll break the game, and so they stop us from doing it. Here's the thing, I like being able to do that. Let there be a little bit, let there be some consequence for making stupid choices. I personally loved in the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind when if you killed one of the main characters, you got a pop-up that says, guess what? You done effed up, Aaron. You done effed up. You have broken the fabric of space and time, and you can't complete the main quest anymore. You can continue playing in this broken world you've created, but otherwise, yeah, you're out of luck, sorry. And sometimes I want that. I want there to be consequences for doing something stupid, but also, we're gonna be honest, there are companions that have been put into games that, sometimes we don't love. I'm gonna be honest, most of the companions from Starfield, I wasn't a huge fan of. And several of the companions, except for Kate, love Kate, from Fallout 4, didn't really love them. But does that mean I can kill them? No, I certainly can't, which means that I get to hear Preston Garvey say, "We have to take back the castle," or "Another settlement needs our help." Preston, if you could just die, that'd be super dope, my guy. It's one thing that I love about Baldur's Gate 3 again. You can just straight up kill your companions. In fact, I did. Lizelle, my first playthrough, she talked to me the wrong way, boom, dead. Will came on to me in camp and I wasn't prepared for it, boom, dead. Are there implications for this? Of course there are. But guess what? Larian said you get to live with your choices, and I wish more video game developers would do that too. Now for entry number 5, the last entry was a little bit of a prologue to this, and that is going to be busy missions or automatically recurring missions within video games. These are found all the time in Bethesda games. And here's the thing, it makes me think that nobody at Bethesda is a completionist. Because let me tell you something, there is nothing more frustrating as a completionist to look at your quest log and see a quest that will never go away, ever. It's like when you're playing Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2 and there are so many bug quests that you can't get rid of them. They are there forever because it's not physically possible to complete the quest. Fallout and Skyrim embrace this. They say, you know what, we want you to play this game forever, so we're going to give you quests forever. It's like, I'm sorry, Preston Garvey, I get it, a settlement needs our help. They can figure it out on their own. I've helped 1,000 settlements, 1,000, that's not a number. 10,000 settlements. At some point, they need to band together and do some stuff themselves. I cannot be bothered to continue going and finding their lost lockets and saving their companions and defending their settlements. Even though defending settlements is one of my favorite parts of Fallout 4. And there are only so many times in Skyrim that I can go and talk to the illustrious baker and kill the deluded undertaker, and talking to the same people and killing the same people in the same locations before I want to lose my mind. The number of times that I tried to run away from the Night Mother fast enough so she didn't start a new mission is insane, and I couldn't ever do it. So busy missions, auto-recurring missions, can we just, they don't add value. Can we stop? Now our penultimate entry is one that I do feel rather passionate about. Because as some of you may know, I like to stream from time to time. I like to play video games, interact with my community while I do it, but I also like those streams to be interesting, to be entertaining. And you know what kills an entertaining stream more than almost anything else? Inventory management. Inventory management and low carrying capacities are the bane of my very existence, and there's nothing that's more of a mood killer for a live stream than to see you're over encumbered and it's like, sorry chat, let's pause for a second while I go through my entire inventory, see what I want to throw away, what I want to store in a chest, what I want to sell. Now here's the thing, I get if you're playing a game on the realistic, like Skyrim or Fallout, you're playing on survival mode, yes, bullets should have weight. Yes, it's understandable that you're not going to be able to carry as much. But if I'm playing it on easy mode or normal mode, I'm sorry, Starfield, let me carry a few extra pieces of armor. Don't make me sit there and do inventory management for 30 minutes in the middle of my live stream, because the limited amount of inventory that you can carry, combined with how heavy some of the things are that you have to carry, it's frustrating. It goes beyond realism, and it just hits the level of frustrating where it actually does annoy me. Another really big one is No Man's Sky, which they improved. I give massive props to No Man's Sky because at the beginning of No Man's Sky, inventory management was atrocious. You maxed out on the inventory in your ship, in your exosuit, so fast that if you didn't, and even in your structures that were meant to hold items, you filled those up truly so quickly. And thank God they expanded it. They expanded what your ship can hold, what your freighter can hold, what your exosuit can hold. And it became a tremendously different experience to play No Man's Sky, where you actually got to hold on to your stuff and you didn't have to do inventory management every 30 minutes while you were mining for materials. Top that off, where if you have poor inventory management controls, like it's hard to find your items, you've lost me, game. I'm sorry. That's where I draw the line. I need that to be fixed. I feel like I got a little bit too passionate about that one, but yeah, inventory management and low carrying capacities really does rub me the wrong way. All right, for our final entry, we have one. This may be a me problem. Let me know down in the comments if you feel a similar way about this one. And I'm going to generalize a little bit, but this one's going to be regarding level caps. Let me tell you, I don't love them. And I don't love level caps for a couple of reasons. First, I talk about Baldur's Gate 3 a lot because it is one of my favorite video games of like the last decade. But one thing it does is it has a level cap of 12. And you hit that level cap pretty darn quickly. And here's the thing, I understand that you can't have your character being able to cast Wish like 30 times. There are probably balance reasons why you don't want someone to be a 10th level sorcerer and a 12 level warlock, etc. But I really struggle. A lot of people that I've talked to struggle with Act 3 fatigue. You get to Act 3, you've put so many hours into the game, and there is so much in Act 3. And here's the problem. You hit the point where the only reason to do those things is to learn about the side quests and the little bits of story that aren't the main story, which is great. But there's just not a lot of reward for you in turn other than just seeing the story play out. You no longer level up, you no longer gain experience that matters. I have all of the really super cool weapons from going to the Devil's Feet. Your sword doesn't really do a whole lot for me anymore. So there's not a lot of payoff other than just completing the story. And for some people, that's all they need, and that's awesome, and I'm really, really happy for you. But I unfortunately need just a little bit more payoff, and with the level cap so early, I just can't get it. Another big one is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic with a level cap of 20. And the thing that I hate about Knights of the Old Republic is the way the game was designed is they want you to play as a non-Force user. They want you to play as a soldier or a scout or a scoundrel. They want you to experience this playstyle, level up in it, and then transition over to a Jedi and see your growth as a character into a Jedi. The problem with that is that because your level cap is at level 20, people don't get to invest into the Jedi class as much as they want to. Now, some people are fine with this. Some people like to embrace playing these other classes, and some people just like Star Wars because they want to throw around a laser sword. And those people end up hoarding all of their levels. They will stay at level 2 for a quarter of the game just so they can dump 18 levels into the Jedi class and have a bunch of Force powers. Here's the thing. Just let us go above level 20. Let the people who want to embrace those other classes, they can still do that. And the people that want to be Jedi will also embrace those other classes, and they still get to invest into the Jedi class as well. I understand the importance of level caps. They keep players from breaking the game, but at the same time, they do have unintended consequences that can prevent people from playing the game the right way, from playing it the way that you intended it, or in my case, sometimes they prevent me from even doing side quests at all because there's not enough payoff. Maybe just have a setting in the options where you can turn the level cap off and it comes up with an option or a warning message that says, hey, turning this off may break the game and you may find the game way too easy. But I'm willing, let me make that choice myself, and I will live with the consequences. All right, so that's going to wrap it up. 7 things about video games that sometimes just rub us the wrong way. Did you agree with these? Do you have any others that I didn't mention? Let me know down in the comments below. Don't have anything to say? Well, that's okay. Just comment your favorite emoji because as I said earlier, comments are a massive help to the channel and to this video. It helps with engagement and it helps other people find the video. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, make sure to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell so you get notifications from new videos like this. And we will see you guys in a later video or live stream. I hope you have a great day.